Urgent warning, folks. Fintech banking customers report missing funds, closed accounts, and experts said customers of financial technology apps don't get the same federal protections that they'd have with a normal bank. So I want you all to pay very, very close attention to what I have to share with you in this video. These important updates, and use this information to help you prepare. So Chime belongs to the new breed of fintech companies providing online banking services. And this is very important because if you notice, I did not say Chime was a bank, rather a company that provides online banking services. Now this is key, okay? So its mission is to give consumers financial peace of mind by making it easy to manage their money. And according to badcredit.org, your Chime account comes with a debit card, no monthly fees or maintenance fees. Avoid out-of-network ATM fees and access to 60,000 plus fee-free ATMs, more than the top 3 national banks combined. Direct deposits arrive up to 2 days early. Terms apply. And they will even spot you up to $200 on debit card purchases and cash withdrawals with no overdraft fees, although eligibility requirements and limits apply. And as we can see here, just like I mentioned before, Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank, and banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank NA or Stride Bank NA members FDIC, which is very important, and we will dive deeper into that in just a few seconds after having a closer look at Chime Checking, which lets you deposit, withdraw, spend, and transfer money online. You manage your account through its website and mobile app, and notably, one thing Chime doesn't provide is paper checks. But they say that you'll quickly discover how easy it is to bank without them, and how instead you can use Chime Checkbook to send electronic payments for bills that require you to pay with a check. And for those of you who may have never heard of Chime before, Chime Checking is a second chance account available to consumers with bad credit or prior banking problems. And the heart of the Chime account is its Visa debit card, because you can use the card to make purchases and pay bills online, at the checkout line, over the phone, and in apps. Oh, and the card also allows you to get cash at an ATM as well. And the Chime debit card differs from a credit card in that you can spend only the money in your account while enjoying the benefits of there being no interest charges or other costs that you could likely face with credit cards. And because credit isn't involved, you can open an account without a credit check. So that is very appealing and a plus for some people. Chime also provides real-time debit transaction alerts, and you can instantly disable lost or stolen cards for added protection as well. And you can connect the debit card to a mobile e-wallet such as Google Pay, Samsung Pay, or Apple Pay. But the real question that I think almost everyone wants to know the answer to is, will my money be safe? Or better yet, is Chime at risk of bank failure, possible collapse, and seeing the FDIC come in and freeze account funds like they have here recently with Silicon Valley Bank, SVB, and Signature Bank, New York? Is there anything to worry about, or should I panic that my money isn't safe with Chime? Well, before we attempt to answer these questions, allow me to provide you with some additional information, and perhaps you can comment down below and be the judge for yourself of just how safe you feel with your money locked up, locked in, and tied up on the Chime electronic exchange as a pseudo middleman between you, the banks, and the ones and zeros in your checking and savings account ledger by the way of the fintech platform, which is merely acting as a gatekeeper between you, your money, and the banks. So, updated. Chime bank account holders report direct deposit delayed or not received. And it says here that Chime Bank is an American fintech service that seeks to provide easy access to the financial system without all the complications that opening an account at a bank may entail. And unlike traditional banks, Chime does not have physical branches, so its customers manage their accounts online, which could be a good thing or a terribly bad thing depending on how you want to look at it. And that the service even offers a free Visa debit card to use your money. However, many Chime users are currently facing issues due to the delayed direct Walmart deposit, or in other cases, payment not being received. So that doesn't sound good to me, but let's continue to read on, folks. So according to multiple reports, many users who were supposed to receive a Walmart direct deposit through Chime are still waiting for their money. And regarding 2-day early direct deposit, we can see here that the question has been asked, anyone else not receiving their direct deposit today? I can't tell if it's Walmart or Chime with the issue. I've seen people say that they've called Chime and there's an outage. However, when I called, they said everything's fine and they'd let me know if there was some kind of outage. So are people just liars? Obviously. And it's Walmart payroll being lazy because of the bonuses? That's troubling and sounds very concerning. And how about this one? Haven't received mine either. And I always get it at 1:37 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Chatted with Chime and they provided info stating no delays, generic response, etc. Nothing wrong going on with payroll either. This sucks. I have no gas left after getting off work and was hoping my money would arrive on time, just as it has the past 3 years. Update, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, nothing. Literally stranded inside my car with no gas next to the station waiting for this DD to hit so I can get some gas and drive home. This hurts. This sucks. Now, I can sense the pain, anger, and overwhelming frustration in this post just from reading it. Can't you? I mean, the report continues on to say, the issue is frustrating many Chime users as they are not receiving their money in time to be able to use it for the pending payments. And that both the Chime and Walmart teams have released an official acknowledgement of the matter. And apparently, the whole problem is due to a service disruption on the Walmart payment platform. So, the Chime team can't do anything to resolve the issue. A post on Twitter from Chime not too long ago, shown here on the screen, says, "Hey Amanda, we are aware that some of our members may be experiencing delays receiving their direct deposit from Walmart due to a reported service disruption at Walmart. We don't yet have an estimate on when the issue will be fully resolved." What a bummer. And so while in the meantime, the Walmart team confirms the above and points out that they are actively working to resolve the issue as soon as possible. However, there are no details on an ETA for it just yet. As we can see here, from a response by Walmart posted on Twitter, we are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are actively working on a resolution. Christy. She seems sweet. We apologize for the inconvenience. Please stay tuned. Well, that must feel comforting and reassuring. Not. This reminds me of how when Michelle called our cable and internet provider today after being without high-speed internet connection for the last, 24 hours and continuously checking their website on Cox's website stating that there is a known outage, but it should be up and running at such and such time. Only to find ourselves at that time receiving a new update stating that there's an outage and the time has been updated to a time in the future, therefore basically leaving us in the dark, wondering when we will ever have internet again. She even jumped online today and tried to initiate a chat. While on the chat, she was greeted with either an OpenAI ChatGPT bot or just some, obnoxious worker in some third world country acting as a customer service representative while contacting the company about an outage, only being offered ways to upgrade our service. Go figure. She was frustrated to say the least, and she was not a happy camper this morning. I digress. But all in all, this is perhaps what we can likely expect moving forward, as fintech firms may struggle to find investor love in rebounding U.S. IPO market. And according to Reuters, The once high-flying fintech startups looking to go public will have a hard time attracting investor attention, even though a freeze that has gripped the market for new listings is starting to thaw. While in the age of technology, tech-based banking apps may have had millions of fans, but will that be the case for long? Alex Horowitz, a researcher for Pew Charitable Trust's Consumer Finance Protection, explained that by eliminating overdraft fees, the adoption of being able to get a paycheck 2 days early was one of the early draws of the financial technology companies. However, many customers like Eva Potter said those promises aren't being kept. And according to 11 Alive News website, Potter said, "You're supposed to be able to get paid 2 days early." And yet she said, "That happened 0 times. I never got my paycheck from January 15." Now, Potter used Chime, a financial technology or fintech company, and Chime's website explicitly states they're not a bank and that the nearly 15 million accounts that they manage are FDIC insured up to $250,000 each. But experts said fintech customers don't get the same federal protections they'd have with a normal bank. So this is something that I would urge everyone watching and or listening to as a podcast to beware. As Horowitz said, fintech providers ought to be following the same rules as banks, but they're not supervised in the same way. And he said their agency is clocking a growing number of complaints from fintech customers who say their money has been delayed or even disappeared with little to no explanation. Adding that there has certainly been more notice because of the complaints from consumers who have had their accounts closed suddenly or been unable to access their funds. Now, this is what he said. And another couple who signed up for Chime said that's what happened to them. And I quote, "It's been really scary not knowing, like, are we going to make our rent this month or like afford our groceries this week? It's terrifying." And this is according to Carly Scorpio by way of 11alive.com. So Scorpio and her boyfriend, Jimmy Carlson, said they decided to cash out the $6,500 in their Chime account, but said the check was flagged as fraudulent. And nobody could tell them how this happened, why it was flagged as fraudulent. And while waiting for their money to be sorted out, all they could tell me every time was that the money's gone and that there's nothing that we can do. Now, the couple said that they've had trouble getting in touch with anyone at Chime to resolve the issue and said, "It's just like absolutely brutal that everything's designed, it feels like, to not help you on purpose because they're not regulated." And Carlson said, "It's like we don't have to help you." So according to 11 Alive, there have been more than 7,700 Better Business Bureau complaints filed against Chime in the last 3 years. More than half of the complaints in Georgia were from people unable to access their money or had their accounts closed unexpectedly. The zip codes filing the most complaints in Georgia include 30233 Griffin, 30038 Lithonia Stonecrest, and 30349 Atlanta Southwest Fulton. And Horowitz explained fintech customers should report any issues to the federal government. But unfortunately, he said, because the bank regulators only cover banks, the only federal regulator here is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. And they accept complaints from consumers when something goes wrong, such as not being able to access their funds or experiencing fraud. While the harsh reality for many is that it has been a hard lesson learned, and that lesson is to read the fine print. Scorpio said, "Neither one of us knew anything about fintech companies until all of this happened, but insist that they have to be held to the same exact accountability that a big bank does." And that's the bottom line. So a Chime spokesperson said, according to 11 Alive, that they've launched investigations into Potter and Carlson's complaints. And in a statement, they told 11 Alive the following: While we're not able to share additional specifics to protect the privacy of our members, our support team is standing by to assist these individuals with any outstanding needs. Our team is available 24/7, 365, 365 days a year via live phone, email, in-app, chat, and social channel support. Chime is one of the most downloaded and loved banking apps in the U.S. As a financial technology company, we create financial products in full partnerships with our partner banks. Chime members' deposits sit in fully FDIC-insured accounts and are subject to the same oversight and regulations and offer the same consumer protections that traditional banks offer. End quote. And so now we must really ask the looming storm cloud of a question in everyone's mind right now, which is Chime safe? Is my money safe in Chime? Will Chime be the next non-bank to crumble, fall, fail, collapse, and wipe out millions from those who were looking for a low-cost, easy, simple online banking solution after having issues and trouble in the past and just maintain a somewhat financial institution to get paid through direct deposit, withdraw cash from ATMs, and pay bills? Well, I'll let you all be the judge of that. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And I will work on compiling all of your comments and adding them to a future video where we will take a much closer look at the actual banks associated with Chime, although removed and indemnified, which is by design for their protection and the theoretical deception of the customers and account holders, and review Bancorp and Stride Bank and how the Silvergate, Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, FDIC takeover, crash, and collapse has affected them, their capitalization, cash reserves, assets, possible bond sell-offs, and risks of closures, shutdowns, and accounts being frozen or worse, wiped out altogether. Please subscribe, turn on alerts, and give this video a like. I'll see you guys real soon. Take care.